The Big Easy plays host to the 2022 CRC Finals right here on CBS Sports. The party has spilled over from Bourbon Street to the Gold Mine as our rugby women take centre stage here tonight for the May Madness Sevens final. A very warm welcome, folks, and welcome to CBS Sports presentation of Collegiate Rugby here in New Orleans. Dan Powell with you alongside Brianna Kim and Abby Costaitis. And ladies, a day and a half of Sevens rugby leads to this. Hardware on the line now, Bri. What are you expecting tonight?
Absolutely brutal. We are looking at the Challenge Bowl final between Southern Oregon and Clemson. I'm expecting for these two teams to put everything on the line to bring some hardware home.
Abby, it all culminates tonight with the big championship. Do you see Lindenwood going back to back to back to back now?
Lindenwood certainly have history on the side, and they are on form this weekend. However, life will be up for the challenge. It is Coach Rosalind Chow's last dance with this squad before she moves on. You know her players will want to end her career here with a victory.
A lot of history for both those sides coming into tonight's championship. But now we shift focus to the bowl final. Clemson, the Tigers taking on Southern Oregon University, the Raiders. Their path to get here, very similar. Clemson, a good victory this morning to book their ticket through, though, Bri.
Yeah, they beat Boise State 22-17, so a very tough game. Southern Oregon enjoying a little bit of breathing room, winning 29-10 over Southern Nazarene as we get underway in this Challenge Bowl final.
It will be the Raiders who get first use of the ball here against the Tigers. Fredericks with the headband has been outstanding throughout this tournament for Southern Oregon. A big performance from her here tonight will be needed if they hope to lift this bowl final championship in just 14 minutes. Again, it's the Raiders who will look to work this out from their end. Slight contact with the referee. Will pack a scrum down for their feet. Abby, the keys here for both these sides. You've played a lot of sevens, Olympics, the World Series, you name it, you've done it. When you're getting into these championship games, does the mindset change much?
You know both teams are up for this. It's a final. You've already taken the hard road. You've gotten to the big match. It's all about energy now, right from the get. Everyone is fatigued. It's who can overcome that, win each moment at a time. You have to focus on each single moment. Worrying about the outcome is not going to get you there.
The outcome here looks to be a successful one for Rose as she gets around the outside. Elizabeth Rose puts the foot on the accelerator and will take it 50 meters to get the first points of the game. The Southern Oregon Raiders, 5 on the board for them.
They are ecstatic to get the first points on the board. It comes from the scrum. Emma Kindler, who has been outstanding for this team all weekend, just simply dishes the ball out to Elizabeth Rose. Rose finishes it off. She's vice president of this rugby club. Also says she eats about 14 bananas a week, so you know there's plenty of potassium in that system. No fatigue there.
Great start from Southern Oregon. I was a little concerned at first. They're playing super tight rugby, and that's clumping Clemson as well. However, in order to continue through this match, they need to widen up a bit. Even if fatigue is a factor, just stretching that is going to make scoring more tries even easier.
She keeps scoring tries, Rose. Vice president no longer. She should be the president. Got my vote.
Well, look, president is Emma Kindler there. Don't start conflicts here, Dan, within the team.
There we go. Hostile takeover at Southern Oregon University. Penalty here for the Tigers as they will look to play from inside their own half. Quick hands as they come wide. Ball sits down now for Swanson. Swanson looks for Maori on outside. Absolute star in the semi-final. Maori, her friends call her Beef. I'm a little hesitant to follow the nickname. I'll let you two take that one, but 3 tries for the number 6 for Clemson in the semi-finals. They need to get her the ball here tonight, Abby.
They do. She was electric earlier. I loved them using the width there, looking to get the hands free. However, they just need to tighten up just a bit, straighten up their line to hold Southern Oregon because they bobbled that ball into touch. It is Southern Oregon ball as it's thrown in.
That's a great read there from the Raiders as Solomon Lewis's throw goes over the back of the line out. Kindler looks to play, finds the try scorer in Rose, who's met by some sturdy defense from the Tigers. Now Solomon Lewis looking for a more difficult passage through the middle of the defense. This penalty will help, not rolling away. And we talked about these mistakes in big games, Bree. The penalties will definitely add up in the territory and the fatigue game.
Certainly, and you know Southern Oregon wants to have a go now. They need to stretch the field, though. Kindler looks like she's going to take the width herself and look to open up her teammate here.
That's Connor, brought down just short of the line. Good lead-up work again from Kindler. She's been very busy in these opening 4 minutes. Slight forward pass, though, against the Raiders. Halts their momentum, and now the Tigers a chance to regroup.
Here's another look. Kindler, she knows she doesn't have the wheels, so she cuts back in, uses her physicality, gets the arms free, sends it to her teammate. They do well. Then just a little hesitation. She misses the short line runner, ends up being a forward pass. That's a turnover to Clemson, so their first attacking opportunity deep in their own half.
And they will look to attack from the shadows of their goalposts as they pick up Fandrick, one of their stars, young Caitlin Fandrick, but forward pass going the other way this time. Now the scrum will go down for the Raiders. A good attacking platform midfield. Quickly from both of you here, midfield scrum inside the 22. What are you doing?
I'm the scrum half. I'm picking that ball up, going to the top of your screen here, and it's going to be a 3v2 against Clemson.
We're talking to a scrum half here, Bree. What would you do?
Can't agree more with Abby. Take the space on that side. Let's see, Kindler needs clean ball here. She's already been an impact runner. She knows how to stretch this width. We just saw a good offload from her. We'd like to see her have another go.
Looking to create the player mismatch on that short side. Good pressure comes in from Clemson, though. As the ball sits down for Connor, looking for an opportunity. Connor opens it up. Solomon Lewis for the line, stretches, reaches. Desperation defense from the Tigers, halts at progress. They go again. They will not be denied a second time. And it is a try there, and no surprises. Emma Kindler gets the 5 points. Oregon extend their lead.
Number 7, Emma Kindler.
And Emma Kindler, again, you know, she's the one that started that scrum, and she finishes it off. Really up to some physicality, though, from Solomon Lewis as well. They take it back against the grain. And here's Solomon Lewis playing the player-coach role for her team. Gets very messy there at the try line, and then Kindler just takes the ball off the base of the ruck and says, I'm going to clean this up and dot it down.
Opting for that direct one approach, not your typical 7 style of rugby. However, when you're within 5 meters of that try line, it is easy to barrel right over.
Conversion was successful, 12 points to 0. Little mistake on the kickoff there. Everything coming up trumps here for the Southern Oregon Raiders. The Tigers looking a little shell-shocked. The moment perhaps a little too big for Clemson.
Yeah. Can imagine the amount of nerves that they probably have right now. Clemson hasn't had a lot of possession this half, and that kickoff went directly to one of their players. Needs to consolidate that ball, and if they want any chance at putting points on the board in this go, they have to be aggressive in this scrum.
Southern Oregon ball again. I'd love to see Kindler have a little probe. However, heaps of pressure from Clemson, able to maintain that ball until a little knock-on's called there by the ref.
We will pack this scrum before the halftime break. One last chance here perhaps for Clemson to put some points on the board before we go to the sheds. That's the lady you want to get it to right there, Maori. 3 tries in the semi-final. Unstoppable at times. Free kick. Early engagement from Clemson.
And they have to take this go here. They're looking a little bit confused, but now's the time, if they're going to take that second to get settled, build some shape, get it to the danger woman, Maori.
They're heading in that direction. Here is Maori now, the Fen. 1. Ducks under the attention of a second, and Solomon Lewis, who may have picked up a shoulder injury there. We'll keep an eye on that. That could be a huge loss for the Raiders if she is out of the game. Not only a fantastic player, but like you mentioned, coaching as well. You lose that leadership on the field for the Raiders. It's Clemson now on the attack. Penalty.
It is into the ref's time here. So Clemson, they will get to play this ball until it goes forward or goes into touch, but you cannot end on a penalty, and that's the ref saying Southern Oregon is not back 10. So hopefully Clemson can gather themselves, have a nice set work move, and work their way down into the try zone for the first time this half.
Ruby Driggers takes the tap here, on the mark, and will attack. Looking to shift this ball right. You know where they want to go. They want to go to Maori. Maori under pressure. The defense has done their homework. Morris into scrum half. Vandrick on the outside. Vandrick going to back to speed on the outside. Vandrick will dot this one down. We've got a ball game, folks. Deep into extra time in the first half here. Clemson claim their first try of the match. 12 points to 5 with a kick to come.
Yeah, and that time, the solution was simple. Get it wide. Last time they brought it back against the grain towards the middle, back into the defense. Vandrick decides to have a go and stretch the field, and Southern Oregon has no answers for them.
It's always about mismatches in rugby sevens. They are reviewing this try, I believe. However, on the edge there, Vandrick looks like she had a go. Unfortunately, it looks like no try. Referees pointing to herself saying she was not in a place to see it, I believe. This is very bizarre setting in rugby sevens. However, we are deep into this break.
And actually, if you look, she touches it down too early, doesn't make it to the try zone. Touches down about 3 meters too early and will not get those points. So that is Southern Oregon 12-0 at half.
Controversy going into the break here. The Tigers find themselves down 12 points to 0. Southern Oregon in control in this bowl final when we return the second half as we will crown a champion here tonight. This is the CRC's May Madness on CBS Sports.
The Collegiate Rugby Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Wintergreen, by Next Level Rugby, and by Rhino.
$12 points to 0 at the halftime break here in the bowl final. Southern Oregon over Clemson. 2 tries for the Raiders in the first half.
Yeah, and first one we see Emma Kindler involved with Elizabeth Rose finishing that off. Celebrations all over the place. And then here's the second try. Pandemonium at the try line, lots of bodies, and Emma Kindler is there again to finish it off and dot it down.
Big moment at the end of the first half, Abby. Clemson look like they're going to score. Vandrick dots it down 5 meters short of the line. Some confusion there. Obviously, you go shell-shocked into the coach's huddle. What are you saying to the Tigers to try to get them refocused after that?
In that Clemson huddle, I'm saying flush it. The first half is over. We're only down 2 tries, not even 2 fully converted tries. It's anyone's game. Right from the start, we need that ball, and that's exactly what Clemson have.
And Bree, for Southern Oregon, you've got a commanding lead, 12 points to 0. What's the message? More of the same? Any changes?
I think more of the same, and just clean it up, make it a little bit tighter. I'd like to see Isabella Fredericks and Solomon Lewis do a little bit more. Isabella Fredericks was such a standout in the earlier game. She's been pretty quiet thus far in this half.
Here goes Vandrick now. For Clemson up to the 22. She's isolated. 4 red and black jerseys around her. That one is knocked down by Solomon Lewis. The intercept was on, just didn't stick.
Clemson, just an error there at the back of the scrum. So the number 3 is coming in. You need a strong support in that ruck, and it's just steady ball at the back of the ruck. That 9 needs to be in and get that ball out. She makes an error hesitating at the back, and a little knock-on gives that ball back to Southern Oregon.
Yeah, and for those who are new to sevens or relatively new to sevens, when you are playing scrum half, it's very different from 15s where everyone's got to be scrum half. And so when you're approaching that ruck as the temporary scrum half, you have to be scanning the field, already know what's in front of you. So perhaps causing a bit of hesitation for her there, leading to that little knock.
Caitlin Fandrick there. One of the stars for this Tigers team. She'll need a big second half. Raiders with the put in. Good scrum here from Clemson. They steal. Fandrick comes wide to Maori. Maori can't get away from the defence. Of course she can get away from the defence now, scheming her way back to this right-hand side. Maori, a jinking run, ducks under the tackle. Short side here for Clemson. Roker. Maori, one-off run, launches herself to the try line. Again, this short side for Clemson. Roker under pressure. Solomon Lewis, big defence. We'll come back for the high tackle, though. Penalty for Clemson.
Clemson need to spread out. They are playing in too narrow of a channel, and Southern Oregon are dangerous on defense. But does she do it? Clemson get over the line for the first points of this match, bringing them up 5 points, still down 7.
Yeah, and you just heard the end of that. Announcers in the stadium that's scored by Deirdre Rocha, who still has the ball. And look, as Abby was saying earlier, you're putting everything on the line for this last game, and no matter how messy it was before that, when it comes down to it, it's just who wants it more, and Rocha did right there, taking on 2 Southern Oregon players, able to dot it down and get the first points on the board for her team.
Tomorrow morning, no one remembers how pretty the tries were. They just remember the score and who won. And it's been messy for Clemson, but they're still in this. They're hanging in there.
It's definitely a battle out there. Clemson will kick off. Southern Oregon will want to answer to that straight away. They were dominant in that first half. A messy kick, but it does go 10, Southern Oregon ball.
You see the pressure off the kickoff. That one deemed backwards as Solomon Lewis now goes for a run. Fandrick in cover defense. Has to scramble. Fredericks. We wanted to see more of her. Now take a look at Fredericks as she goes forward. Kindler looking for some support. Back to Fredericks. Fens one. Fens a second. Ball spills out. Now comes down for the Raiders. Maori forced to scramble. Thought she was tackled there. They continue to go. Rose, one try, gets her second, Rose. That'll be interesting to look on the replay. Thought Maori did enough to bring her to ground there. The referee said play on, and now Rose. She plays the whistle, does the right thing. Her second try, 17-5 Southern Oregon.
Yeah, as you said here, look at that tackle. Knees definitely on the ground. Looked to be held, but the ref did not blow her whistle, and to her credit, Rose keeps going, doesn't hear the referee whistle, and goes ahead and takes the points on offer. Kick is good. That gives us a score of 19-5. Southern Oregon, still 2 minutes left to play. Still plenty of time, Abby.
Plenty of time is a bit of a stretch, but Southern Oregon up 2 converted tries. Anything can happen. Sevens is a wild game. However, Southern Oregon still in control of this match.
The Tigers are going to have to go quick here. Maori could be the one to get it done. She lays us back. Needs some support at the breakdown there. Drigger, flat-footed. Fredericks gives her just desserts for standing flat-footed on the field. Good offload here. Clemson, better stuff. Roker picks up Fandrick. Fandrick wide. Bounce pass into the waiting hands of Whitmire. And that one on the ground, surely again. Yep, penalty goes the way of the Tigers, but time, their biggest enemy.
Now they need to pick up the pace. Almost 1 minute left. They have the opportunity to score, and Clemson break the line.
Carolyn Mack, she has sliced right through. That is exactly what they needed, Abby. Now they've got a kick here to bring them within 7. A minute left on the clock.
They need to take this conversion quickly. However, they need the 2 points. It is critical because if the score remains the same, they will need 2 more tries to get the job done. And with 30 seconds left on the clock, this is a huge moment here for Clemson.
All eyes on Rocha now with this conversion. The strike is good. Flags are up. We have a 7-point game. What a finish we are in for, folks. The Tigers, they're not done yet, Bree.
Yeah, and it all starts from this quick tap here, and Mac, is looking for her support and says, never mind, I will go myself. Splits the sea of Southern Oregon defense, dots it down, and Rocha, how clutch is that conversion? And yes, on the clock, you see that it's past 14 minutes, but all they have to do here is win this restart back or turn it over. Southern Oregon now just needs to get the ball out, but Clemson has recovered the ball here.
What a turnover. Southern Oregon, game in hand, do not find the sideline. And now the Tigers will have the last say in this game. Can they force extra time here at the goal line? No, they can't. The handling error. The Raiders, jubilation through the squad as they will hold on. 19 points to 12. What a game that was.
Southern Oregon are victorious, but just in the nick of time. The clock was friendly for them. Great last fight by Clemson. However, a little too late.
And you saw Elizabeth Rose there just booting the ball out for some extra emphasis. And kudos to both of these teams. It's been a long 2 days, and Southern Oregon Raiders will be happy to bring that ball back home.
2 tries for Elizabeth Lewis, the hero here today, as we go down to the field with Christina Swift, who is joined by the Southern Oregon University staff.
Hey guys, I'm here with Coach Freddie after they just got their awesome win today. What do you think your team did well to get that win against Clemson today?
So fundamentally, these girls have had a player coach all year long. Nye's a graduate assistant. She's been their coach the whole year long. I'm so proud of these women for how well they battled. They raised all the money to get here all by themselves, and it's an awesome experience. Very, very well done for those girls.
Absolutely. You were completely telling me before the game to be physical, and that team was absolutely physical. Did you pump them up during halftime, and what did you say?
You take care of that. And they do a really good job of it themselves.
The coach, is a student coach.
Gotcha.
They don't have the support of the big
gotcha.
coach.
Good. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Christina. Well, what a camp that is there. Southern Oregon University, congratulations, bowl final champions for 2022 in the CRCs. We'll take a short break and return. The action continues here. May Madness on CBS Sports. More hardware on the line here for CBS Sports presentation of the CRCs. It's Iowa taking on Claremont and Bree. Both these sides very dominant on their path to this championship game.
Yeah, and here you see Lucinda Williamson to Erica Koulibaly, 2 of the most crucial players for this University of Iowa side. They play a very aggressive, physical game. In contrast to Claremont, who played a very clinical, simple game versus University of Michigan, winning 34-12. Savannah Bean scored 4 tries in this last game. Absolutely instrumental, but look out for Robin Collins, number 11, who was just pulling the strings behind this team.
Abby, it's thunder versus lightning. Brute force up front versus the speed and skill on the outside. Who do you like in this one?
It's a tough call. Definitely could go either way. I think whichever team can hold on to that ball, minimize their errors, will come out on top.
Both these sides making their way onto the field here. The Hawkeyes in the black and yellow. Claremont in their white jerseys. For me, it's going to be the battle between Williamson in the 4 against Collins in the 11 for Claremont. The 2 leaders, the playmakers for their side. Who can create something out of nothing? Who is going to be the leader that drives their team to victory tonight?
Yeah,
Absolutely, and in that last game for the University of Iowa, all they had to do was capitalize on all of the mistakes that Notre Dame was making. So if Claremont is able to keep it simple, that's going to push University of Iowa to have to step to another level. But Claremont, again, like I said earlier, played a very clinical game. So we'll see what Iowa can do, what Williamson can do for her team to push the pace even further.
Both teams will be fighting to end their weekend with a win, coming down to each moment, controlling what you can and flushing the mistakes. Whichever team can flush mistakes early will end up on top. And we have ourselves a line break right from the get. Absolutely impressive stuff.
15 seconds on the clock for Coulibaly. She has been an absolute star all weekend for the Hawkeyes. No greater way to start a game than that. Look at this, right from the kick, Bree. She is absolutely electric.
Yeah, and Cameron Carpenter does well to just receive that kickoff, knows exactly who to go to, the weapon and co-captain. Coulibaly makes no mistake and immediately sets the tone. Claremont is going to have to stop her if they want any chance of winning this game.
Really impressive start and just what they were looking for, University of Iowa. We've mentioned threats across the board, including Lucinda Williamson right there, who's about to restart. However, it was Coulibaly who gets it rolling in this matchup.
Just not 10, short of the 10-meter line on the restart there. Langlois was flying through. One more bounce of the ball perhaps would have gone her way. As now Claremont, their first chance, ball in hand. They sit back here, looking for some opportunities to suck in some of these Iowa defenders. At the back, Bullock comes wide, Collins. Collins on Williamson. That is going to be a matchup to keep your eye on for the entire game. Santalana. Direct play here as Bullock looks to secure the breakdown. Counter ruck comes in. They will contest at the breakdown continuously tonight, the Hawkeyes. There you see two players committed. Williamson just in from the side.
Claremont, they're committing 4 people to every attacking ruck, so they're unable to get attacking shape or structure. As you can see there, huge counter ruck coming in from Iowa. Ref says play on. However, Claremont able to maintain this ball. Look at the white numbers right there. They need to get out, spread the field if they want to get down the pitch.
And just as you said, Abby, there were 5 players from Claremont in that last ruck because Lucinda Williamson is just so strong. Barreling forward, that number 2 for Claremont needs to be strong and secure in the ruck. And finally, we have a whistle from the ref.
And what we're seeing, Abby, is we talk thunder and lightning, the 2 battles, right? What we're seeing is the dominance up front is not allowing Claremont to play their game. They're so worried about retaining possession with the physicality, the breakdown, all of their players gravitating in. Collins, no time to be creative.
Claremont just need to get lower in their body height. They can actually hold on to that player on the ground and secure that ruck. Whoever wins that body height is going to maintain that ruck. And Iowa right now have that advantage. They are just pummeling into those rucks.
Williamson to the line. Pass comes wide. Langlois looking to get outside Bullock. Langlois pins the ears back. The chase is coming across cover. Langlois doesn't make it. Beautiful work there. The Sorensen Way is able to bundle Langlois, but a big pickup of territory for Iowa.
It was a great run there. Unfortunately, Langlois just doesn't see the sideline there, or sees it a little bit too late. Great chase by Sorensen Way. And Claremont, now they're going to want to be secure and tighten up this ruck and want to play their game. But again, Iowa just putting immense pressure in the ruck.
So they need off their feet penalty here just to slow things down. Bullock goes quick.
Penalty, that's going to send Iowa back 10. Let's see if Claremont Colleges can do something with it. And they have found the pace. She needs to pin her ears back and have a go. Asia Anderson, one of the speedsters, but no support. Claremont able to maintain that ball.
Collins into scrum half as they come wide. Ball in the hand of Hexter now. The go forward is reducing the amount that Iowa can contest at the breakdown. Collins almost slices through. Brilliant tackle there from Harris, to stop the momentum. They come wide. Hexter through, pass, doesn't go to hand. Claremont forced to scramble back. And the surprising thing here, they have been on the bench still, resting her similar to the last game. They brought her out in the second half, 4 tries in the second half. Still no sighting in the big game.
Yeah, and very unlucky here for Claremont. You know, we wonder when we're going to see Beans make an appearance, but just in this passage of play, though it didn't go their way, I think that they are starting to tighten it up a little bit. Sometimes it takes the first few minutes of the first half to kind of, you know, react to what the team is giving you, as we see a sub come off. That's Maya Nichols. And now we've got Beans on the field as if she's right on cue.
Not a bad option bringing her off the bench. We see some fatigue start to set in here as we are already 5 minutes into this half. Number 10 you see on your screen, Savannah Beans. Keep an eye out on her.
Could be a turnover here for Claremont as Iowa are caught in this maul. Get it to ground, will be turned over now, not releasing. Good call there from the referee, even better work from Hexter over the top of the ball.
Quickly, Claremont is moving. There's a lot of black jerseys in front. Perhaps the other way would have been better. And ball is loose. A little knock-on seen there by Iowa. It will be a scrum down to Claremont. Left-hand scrum, so you're going to have pretty much the entire field here. 3v3. Who do we think they're going to?
And as long as they can get a strong platform from the scrum and see hands through, just like they did in the last game, of course, they're looking for their striker here. Beans want to give her a lot of space. But first, it's up to the forwards to keep that ball in the scrum.
Ball at the back for Bullock, under pressure though. Finds Collins. Collins drifting across field. Collins looks to straighten Williamson. Everywhere Collins has gone, Williamson is right there.
And ref says in from the side there as Claremont looks to go again.
Beans, here we go, first touch. Savannah Beans on the outside. Chalk another one up for Beans. Is she the fastest woman at this tournament? I haven't seen one quicker if there is. Try for Claremont, we've got a ball game.
And look, it all starts from her teammate there committing 2 defenders and just releasing the ball with perfect timing, allowing Beans to go in untouched. And now the conversion is no good. So that brings us to halftime. Iowa up over Claremont 7-5. Don't go away. Second half action back in just a second.
An action-packed first 7 minutes here in the Shield final. 1 try apiece, Bree. It was Iowa who got things started right off the kickoff.
Koulibaly starting off things hot, dots it down under the sticks. And look, Claremont responds at the very end of the half with their star runner, Savannah Beans, going in. Just a conversion separates these 2 teams heading into the second half.
It doesn't get any tighter than this, Abby. What are you saying at halftime for both these sides?
Pick it up. It's about energy and minimizing errors. You have to play together. It's all about backing your teammates. So no matter the decision, you have to support one another throughout these 7 minutes.
Lucinda Williamson, absolute rock for this Hawkeye side, as she got 7 minutes to lead them to some hardware here in the Shield final. We await the referee's whistle. Second half about to get underway here. Iowa and Claremont. Deep kick as Bullock is forced back almost to her try line here to field this ball. Williamson, of course it's Williamson to make the tackle. Now Collins. Gets the arms free, Collins. Picks up Sorensen way. Now they want to move the ball back. Savannah Beans waiting patiently. Bullock. Over the top, into the hand of Beans, and Beans is gone yet again. 2 touches, 2 tries. Savannah Beans is taking this championship game by the scruff of the neck.
Can she be stopped? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. What an impact this young woman has had coming off the bench. 2 tries this game, 4 tries in the last. She very well may be the top try scorer of the weekend here in New Orleans.
And that's not to go without complimenting as well her teammate who does the hard work again. Look, this is the formula for Claremont. Get the ball out wide, as you see here, is able, that's Caroline Bullock, just getting 2 defenders to pin and push their hips towards her, releasing Savannah Beans as she goes streaking down the sideline. Again, goes untouched. And if Iowa wants to respond, they're going to be going through their 2 brute forces in Koulibaly and Williamson, but they've got to figure out how to dismantle this formula.
It is going to be Claremont College's kickoff. Iowa need to maintain this ball, build momentum, build some pressure, not expecting to score right away. Claremont, formidable defense. However, Iowa can break them if they build it slowly, and that young lady, Koulibaly, will have a say.
Well, I haven't felt like we've called her name since the opening 15 seconds when she scored the first try of this match. It has been all Claremont since then. This ball at the back, and this is the danger when they've got this long space, the field all the way to the left. Collins scheming. Isolated here at Claremont. Good tackle from Harris. Bullock to the left, Beans. Williamson on Beans. Beans goes right around Lucinda Williamson. Make it 3 from 3. Well, the house always win in Vegas. I tell you what, the safest bet in New Orleans this weekend is Beans is going to score every time she touches the ball.
And that time, Beans having to do a little bit of extra work trying to catch her breath again. And Bullock passes out to Beans. Beans takes a second, decides, no, I'm going to go ahead and juke and take it my way, of course. And that is a hat trick for Miss Savannah Beans.
She catches Lucinda Williamson flat-footed, and then just that little right foot step, and she has her beat on the edge all day. She has pace. She carries the ball in 2 hands, which I love. You never know if she's going to run past, but she is a threat for them.
8-point ball game with 2.5 left on the clock here.
And there we see Robin Collins, who has been a little bit quiet, but every time she has the ball on attack, she's running these lines, hoping that someone strikes off of her. We haven't seen too many people striking off her yet, but again, she is trying to make something happen on the attack. And of course, Beans on the end to finish it all.
Beans with the tackle there. Oh, how about the hit from Bullock on Langlaw? She has folded her like a cheap lawn chair and left her on the dirt here in New Orleans. One of the hits of the tournament.
Massive collision, as you see there. It's a beautiful shot. She leads with the shoulder. Langlois a little slow to get up. I felt that one from here.
Tough as nails, Langlois. Straight back to her feet, into the line. Knows what's on the line here for Iowa. Will not be stopped, but Bullock, my goodness, what a tackle. Collins, under pressure again. They have paid the ultimate respect to Collins in this final. Bullock heads over to you-know-who. This time the ball comes back on the inside. Into the waiting hands there of Williams. As Bullock, not happy with running over Iowa players, will run over the referee as well. This Claremont side is just full of running at the moment. Momentum well and truly behind them. As Collins through dummies. Collins deserves a try in the final. No player probably more deserving than Collins this weekend. Puts it down under the post. That, you would think, will be enough to wrap things up here for Claremont. Kick to come.
Yeah, seemingly no way in front of her. 3 defenders there, but Look, the hips of these Iowa players were turned already. Collins able to break through. And you have to wonder, you know, Iowa's such a physical, aggressive team. They've been making tackles left and right. And you wonder, is this fatigue setting in for them? Are they not able to keep up with this pace?
There's a bit of fatigue settling in as we close out this half. However, there's no aggression. They're not getting off the line. They're not forcing Claremont to make decisions. They're allowing Claremont to be in complete control when they have ball in hand.
As we look to get underway, last 90 seconds here as Claremont gets the restart. Nice high intent, and that goes to Lucinda Williamson. Draws in 2 Claremont defenders as they look to spin it out.
Yeah, I've just been handed some information from the Claremont side. A jersey change this morning. Number 10 is Vida Hassan, not Savannah Bean. So the Beans family's been having a great weekend. The Hassan family not so much, so apologies from us as Koulibaly takes this one around for a try for Iowa. Vida Hassan, what a weekend she has had.
What a weekend she has had, but look, Iowa comes back and responds. About 40 seconds left in the game with the kick to come. It looks like they will want to take a little breather as well, perhaps trying to shore up this kick as Keisha Moten-Tyler does see it through.
A little bit too little too late there. A 6-point game. It finishes 20-14. Claremont with the wins. Collins and Hassan, the stars here this afternoon. Great performance, Abby, and exactly what you want from your stars in the big games.
As that game kicked off with that Koulibaly try, we thought Iowa might be in charge. However, Claremont with the response, they brought that woman in off the bench, Hassan, and she has steamrolled the competition, taking the edge, scoring a hat trick, securing that win for Claremont Colleges.
I feel terrible. We've called her the wrong name all throughout the championship. Let's give her a chance now to send a message out. She's with Christina Swift, player of the match, in my opinion, Vida Hassan.
I definitely agree with you guys that she was the player of the match. I'm here with Vida Hassan. How do you think your team did today in winning that goal?
I think we did amazing. The whole time we were just saying we have to keep possession. And if we keep possession, then it's our game and no one can stop us. So I think that's what we did.
Absolutely. You're definitely a star on the field. You're a tackling machine, and your speed is definitely, without a doubt, top speed for this tournament. Congrats again. You guys did great.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Christina. Thanks, Vida. Apologies again from our end on that one. A convincing win there for Claremont. And really it was Hassan who got it done. 3 tries from 3 touches. That was the difference maker here, Bree.
Yeah, I think that puts her at 7 tries on the day. Outstanding. Probably the tournament leader as we head into the finals. Well done to Claremont Colleges. They are the champions and will take home hardware to represent their schools.
We'll take a short break when we return. The plate final right here. Welcome back inside the gold mine for CBS Sports coverage of May Madness here. Virginia Tech taking on Northern Iowa next, and really 2 great programs coming into this one.
Yeah, Virginia Tech lost a tight one versus Grand Canyon earlier, 5-12, but you see that they've got some speed and some pace, and they're going to be looking to avenge themselves here.
Their opponents today, Abby, will be Northern Iowa, the Panthers.
Northern Iowa, impressive. They did lose 1 match earlier. However, it is the trifecta. Maggie Burns leading the way, but Tatiana Reed and Sierra Stannerson-Edwards right by her side. Stannerson-Edwards was making some incredible cover tackles, and UNI will be a threat.
You see Maggie Burns there, the triple threat. She can run, tackle, and kick as well. A big game needed from their star, Burns, but the entire team will need to lift to get through Virginia Tech as both these sides make their way out onto the field for the plate final here. Hokies and Panthers coming up from the gold mine here in New Orleans.
Virginia Tech, all smiles there as Northern Iowa looks to have more of the game face, the serious faces on as they get ready to go. And like you said, Abby, that trifecta of Tatiana Reed, Maggie Burns, and Sanderson Edwards for Northern Iowa look to be the ones driving this team forward. We'll see how Virginia Tech comes out with their athleticism as we get this match underway.
Virginia Tech, such a well-rounded side. If they continue to work together, communicate and support, I think they can put up a valiant fight here.
There's Malazita, the referee, in charge for this plate final. Virginia Tech, the Hokies, first use of the ball. They'll look to bring this out from inside their own half. Pressure comes up. There's Miller. He's forced to struggle through the defense, but Virginia Tech continue to push forward. They come wide. Rubato shifts out to the wing. Little juggle there from Vachon. They go back to the middle of the field now. Margaret Rubato, one of the great transition players as she moves it now. Some space on the outside as the ball is with Santos. She scored some long-range beauties this weekend, looking to add another to her list. Penalty goes to the Panthers.
Huge turnover there, and it's Sanderson Edwards as the sweeper making the tackle, but Maggie Burns sees a dismantled defense. She wants to take it quickly.
She does just that as the ball ends up in the hands of Henderson. Still on her feet, Henderson inside the 40 of the Hokies now. Burns. She's going to want a lot of touches here this afternoon, Burns. The more time she's involved, the better it is for the Panthers. As she steps back into scrum half now. Burish to her right. Another pick and go here. Sanderson Edwards. Isolated, stolen. Beautiful stuff there. Rubato involved as they come wide again. Vachon. Rubato. Looking for some go forward. Not if Maggie Burns is in the vicinity, you won't get any. Drives the defensive back. Still, the Panthers now have the ball with the turnover against the Hokies. Good contact coming in there as the ball settles with Burish. Burns now across field. Burns lets one go, lets a second go, looking for support. Finds it back on the inside. Sanderson Edwards, the opening try of this plate final, goes the way of the Panthers.
Wow, that's got to be probably the longest passage of play we have seen, back and forth between both teams, and Northern Iowa just doing a really good job of maintaining that possession. We see Burns really just fighting off that defender, and great support from Sanderson Edwards to dot it down. We talked about these players kicking off this match. Some really great end-to-end stuff there.
Conversion unsuccessful, 5.03 gone, Abby.
Maggie Burns, you saw just dragging across the pitch there. Virginia Tech allowing her to be in control. They need to come forward, put pressure on her make a decision, or just chop her down. But really strong work by Sanderson Edwards. She started it all by stopping that initial try, and then she reaps the reward at the other end, dotting it down, opening up this match.
Restart from Burns. Comes down to a waiting Miller. Whistle blows. Miller goes quickly. I think the Panthers will back 10 there. It's irrelevant as Miller has a looming Santos on the outside. Santos versus Burns. Burns comes. Miller supports back inside. The scrambling defense from the Panthers. Well, it's good. Really good. I'll tell you what else is good. Tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, step out on the range for all the latest golf updates as Michael Breed brings you the season headlines and highlights. Catch Course Record with Michael Breed on CBS Sports Network. Golf season is here. Golf? Both play golf?
I'll pass on the golf. Let's stick to the rugby.
Okay. That's fair call.
Thank you for keeping us in line, Abby, as we have you and I going for the line out toss in by Tatiana Reed, who helped push Virginia Tech out of bounds. We see Burns taking it up the field. Unfortunately, pass there, then gets lost forward. Referee calls a penalty against Virginia Tech, and Burns will have another go. Looking for support here, and she finds it. And Sanderson Edwards gets down, releases, picks up the ball, and keeps going. There's a swarm of Tech players going up against her, tries to offload, but bounces off the body of a Virginia Tech player, and now they recover and look to work out of their own half.
Not many stoppages in this game, Abby. It is a lot of end-to-end. The turnovers are clean, and they're moving the ball well.
Relentless stuff here. Virginia Tech need to get out of their own half, and that woman on the floor, Santos, is one to help do so. But what I love about Virginia Tech is the width they play with. One of the few teams we really see spread the pitch, trying to break down this UNI defense.
And the referee says that she loses her feet there, trying to go in for the poach. Unlucky on that opportunity, and Virginia Tech will look to slow it down as they look to gain some territory and maintain possession. Going for the lineup.
Almost 6 minutes into this match and just the one score. Like you said, because there are minimal scores and stoppages, they have just been moving non-stop for those 6 minutes. Fatigue may start to set in. It is hot there. They need to focus here, minimize the errors. Big opportunity for Virginia Tech.
You saw there Maggie Burns, of course, an Iowa native, says that she loves watching Premier 15s. Of course, the Premier 15 final is next weekend as we shift back to sevens here. Virginia Tech looking to spin it wide. Ball hits the deck. It's still going forward and met with a big physical hit. And of course, looking for the high tackle there, and Tech will go again quickly, perhaps spotting a gap here. And that's Margaret Roboto taken down, looking for support.
What a steal there. What a steal. Sanderson Edwards, you talked about body height all day, Abby. Body height was unreal from Sanderson Edwards there, and gets the turnover. Big plays in big games can often decide the result. And right now, the Panthers have all the big plays.
Sanderson Edwards, such a difference maker. Look, she swats down the fence. She gets up. She gets her arms free. She's showing the ref that she clearly released the ball carrier, and then she gets that jackal, and it is UNI ball. Unlucky there to turn it over. However, really strong work by the defensive efforts.
Hokies with a chance to score before the halftime break here. They'll shift this ball wide. Little juggle from Brown. Burns with the pressure. Roboto picks up Miller. Miller looks for runners. Strong defense from Inman, though, comes in and shuts down that for the Hokies. Now Santos. Santos wide. Vachon back inside on the 40-meter line. Hokies again patiently shifting this ball side to side, waiting for the Panthers to make a defensive error. Tough pass for Wright, little juggle. Dean to knock on, and that should take us through to the halftime break. An energy-sapping opening 7 minutes here in the plate final. Just 5 points on the board. It's the Panthers in the lead, 5-0 over the Hokies. Second half coming up right after this on CBS Sports. Seven minutes left to play here in the plate final for the 2022 CRCs. Just one try in the first half, Bree. It was the Panthers who got it done off Maggie Burns.
Yes, off Maggie Burns there, but let's talk about Sanderson Edwards. Here we see the try-saving tackle, gets up, poaches that ball, immediate turnover to her team. She has been absolutely dominant this first half.
Abby, we mentioned Burns in the pregame, needed to be heavily involved. She's done just that in the first half. How do they keep this going, though?
Keep it up. 5 points ahead is nothing in the game of sevens. You still have 7 minutes to play. It's anyone's game. However, if I'm Virginia Tech and I'm in that huddle, I'm saying we need to attack. We need to come forward, put a little pressure on attack and defense. They're able to maintain that ball, but they're just going laterally. They need to break down this defense.
Good turnover there to start the second half from Virginia Tech in Henderson. In Miller, apologies. As now they'll shift it right. Out wide. Ball rests in the hand of Richardson for the corner. Was the grounding clean? Referee says yes. There's the opening try of the second half. We are tied up at 5 apiece.
Yeah, Emily Richardson, the junior out of Sunnyvale, California, dots it down. But again, Virginia Tech spreading it wide, finally taking advantage of that overload. And that's from Megan Brown, who gives the pass to Richardson to dot down for the try.
It all started from that work at the breakdown, the turnover from Jam Miller. They moved the ball wide. There's a little bit of punch onto that ball. They're hesitating UNI's defense, and then Richardson has the easy cruise in to get them right back into this match. It is 5-5 all to play for.
Low driving kick on the restart, well fielded by the Panthers. Chip over the top, looking for some space. Virginia Tech do well through Jan Miller to get back there. The ball finally finds the sideline. We'll have a line out here, but pressure coming in from both sides at the breakdown.
Jam Miller doing all the dirty work here. She is an absolute grafter for this Virginia Tech squad. Things you don't necessarily notice, you're always looking at the try scorers, but things like breakdowns, pushing the opposition into touch, those are huge moments.
Miller, another involvement, referee's whistle blows. Penalty goes the way of the Panthers. Must have been something at the lineup, perhaps a block there or something against one of the Panther players. We just missed it. As Burns, you cannot miss Maggie Burns as she goes for another long run here this weekend. Links back on the inside with Reed. Reed in turn finds Shoot. Out wide, look who it is. Stanison Edwards, her second try. The Panthers, they reclaim the lead here, 10 points to 5 with a kick to come.
And they're just firing on all cylinders right now, and Abby talked about this earlier. Virginia Tech, on defense, they need to come up, but it's so hard to do that when there's a turnover, when UNI has a penalty. It's so hard to reset and get on the defensive foot. And here we just see good ball movement and offloads from the UNI squad, with Sanderson Edwards finishing it off.
Standerson Edwards getting her second of the match, bringing her team back into the lead. It was that combination, Burns with the initial break, dishes it off to Reed, and eventually Standerson Edwards finishes it out. Those three absolutely dominating for this UNI team.
Panthers kick deep down the middle. Roberto Fields. Brown shifts this ball, long floating pass. Miller continues to go, out to Santos. Roberto now midfield. Ball sits up for the Hokies. Now Richardson swamped into the sideline. Penalty, high tackle, reaching into the pocket here.
Huge game-changing moment. It is a sin bin offense. High tackle deems the referee. A player is down seeking medical treatment right now. We're wishing her the best. Hopefully just a quick shot and she'll be up on her feet. But huge moment here. Could be a swing of momentum for Virginia Tech as they will have the power play. 7 players on the pitch against UNI's 6.
Yep, and that will be number 2 on the yellow card. That is, when we take a look here, the one who was down, and that's Peyton Shoot. Referee doesn't seem to like that tackle. And unfortunately, UNI now has to go the last 2 minutes, or excuse me, the last 2 of 3 minutes. A woman down. And if you're Virginia Tech, you are salivating at this opportunity, looking to shift the momentum back in your direction and make up this differential.
Double blow there for Shoot. Looks like picked up an injury as well as a yellow card. Rubato with the throw here. Down by 5, the Hokies. Everything on the line. Miller, again, penalty. At the line-out, yet to figure that out. 2 in a row against the Hokies at the line-out. Burns will need to step up here. Only 6 on the field for the Panthers.
And now they got 4 people in that ruck. Already a woman down. They have no choice but to take it up the gut. And of course, Reed in quick support. And Burns taking it herself. She's got to back herself on this one, and she does. And she will go and dot it down and take some of that momentum back as Maggie Burns leads from the front to put another 5 points on the board.
The most unlikely of scenarios, only having 6 on the pitch. We see her pick it up. She sees 2 people in front of her, but says, I have the gas, I have the pace, I can get around them. She uses the big, strong right-hand fen, and she is in for UNI, and that brings them 2 scores ahead as we are closing out this match.
Big moments, big players. Maggie Burns, the leader of this team, steps up when the spotlight shines the brightest. 15 points to 5 here, 10-point lead. Virginia Tech, just over a minute left to play, but still with a player advantage.
And as they look to collect this restart, they're going to want to do what they've been doing all game, especially with the number overload. They will want to get this wide. But first, they got to protect that ball as she does. And they begin to spin it and move that ball. Unfortunately, facing the pressure of shooter Tatiana Reed. Not sure if she was looking at Reed coming at her first or the ball, but of course need to take care of the ball first. And that is a turnover back to UNI.
Error coming in from Virginia Tech. Always wanting to keep your eye on that ball. Get your hands up and then go get the ball. She was a little static there, just waiting for that ball to come to her. She needs to be a little more agile, stay on her feet, but turnover to UNI as they have less than 30 seconds left in this match.
Henderson at scrum half will come wide. Burish is brought down. The Hooter in the background. Burns. It would be fitting for her to finish this final. She'll offload unselfishly to Reed. Reed now to Burish. Burish, well, she's had enough. Over the sideline it goes, but that would be a penalty. You can't intentionally throw it over the sideline. You got to kick it.
And I think if she looked like she was going to have a go, and I think she would have had it. Realizes the error that she's made, and Virginia Tech is going to quick tap. And unfortunately, that pass is just too difficult for Richardson to field. And it is UNI that comes out victorious 15-5 in this final.
Absolute battle we just saw. Virginia Tech tried to battle back. However, UNI with the win. Huge credit to Stannerson, Edwards, and Burns. They really led this team. They showed what it takes, and the Panthers end up winning this one.
In the face of adversity, that woman on your screen, Maggie Burns, leads her side to a plate championship here in New Orleans. As the state of Iowa continues to crown champions, rugby exploding in the great state. As we take a look at both sides, congratulating each other. The Hokies, a solid performance, just falling short here. As we'll go down to the field now with Christina Swift, who is joined by Maggie Burns.
Hey guys, I'm here with the dynamic duo right now. Not only do they have the speed, their tackling and defense is out of this world, and they can create space for their teammates. What was your team's focuses going into this match?
We had 14 minutes left of the tournament, so we just wanted to enjoy every second. We didn't care what happened at the end. We just wanted to know we gave it our all the whole time.
Make some memories.
Yeah,
Make memories.
Absolutely.
Congrats, ladies, so much. Have a great one. Back to y'all.
Thank you, Christina. Making memories indeed. That's what it's all about, winning championships. Those are the best memories. We will take a quick break. When we return, the third place game is coming up. Grand Canyon University, Penn State. All that and more coming up right after this. The great city of New Orleans hosts the Collegiate Rugby Championships for a second year in a row, as our focus now shifts to the third place game in the national bracket. Penn State, Grand Canyon, two teams on opposite spectrum, the storied history of the Nittany Lions versus GCU, which are an up-and-coming program, perhaps one of the future powerhouses in rugby in America.
Absolutely. Penn State, such a storied program, coached by Kate Daly, an alum herself who saw them to many titles. And Grand Canyon, coached by Lindsay Mahoney. This is one of their first sevens tournament as a team, coming off of a successful 15 season. They have much to be proud about already, making a trip to the semifinal, but looking to pull off a big upset here.
Bronze medal match. Both teams had a tough loss earlier today, but there is still a medal on the line. They have to get up for it. Penn State versus Grand Canyon. One gets to walk away with a medal and one will fall short with nothing.
You see Lauren Campbell on your screen there for GCU. Absolute force for the Lopes. She makes her impact immediately with some big defense. The ball comes wide here for the Nittany Lions. An early opportunity goes begging. Is now the ball with GCU. Dela Cruz. Unable to maintain possession. White. Cash White has been absolutely sublime so far in this tournament with her play. Wearing the 11 here for Penn State. Ball in hand now, her touches will be imperative here for Penn State. Softening up period here for both these sides. Play happening in between the two 40-metre lines thus far. White with another touch. Now some space. White right through the middle. You mention her name once. The second time, you know it's going to be a positive impact, and White gets the opening points of this game right under the post.
My fellow Marylander, Camille Cash White, opens up the scoreline within the first minute of play. There seems to be nothing on. Penn State able to hold on to the ball. She just turns up, turns on the gas, and no one is stopping her. She is down in the try zone for the first try.
Penn State just looking to keep that ball alive. They don't really want to commit to the breakdown if they don't have to, and we see Darina Rowe wearing the number 5 on your screen. She's a grad student. She is leading this team, looking for the bronze medal here. We saw Rowe in that last passage of play doing a couple of behind-the-back passes, a little showy, really tricking the Grand Canyon defense as they look to gather this restart here.
Try scorer White gets us back underway here at the gold mine. 7 points to 0. Penn State in the lead early on here in this third place game. White ball in hand. Just held on a little too long there, did Penn State. Defense from GCU up to the task, and now a penalty goes the way of Grand Canyon.
And well done on Bianca Curtis, number 16, who came up with that tackle. Penn State just didn't quite see the tackler coming up ahead, and a well-deserved turnover here.
GCU now on the attack. They look to come wide to Campbell, cannot hold. Little pop over the top here for Penn State. Ball ends up with McSorley. McSorley is handled. Now they shift wide. Contact. Spilt forward.
Penn State just getting too close to the defensive line. They're making the right reads. They just need to send that ball a little earlier if they want to maintain possession.
Now GCU looking to work this out from their 22-meter line. Good counter ruck. White with the ball. One-on-one. White dispatches Bristow. Bristow comes again, though. Now out into the corner. A little bit of space. It's a try for Bjorklund. She is one of the great finishers for this Penn State side, and she gets a try here in this third-place game. 12 points to 0 with a kick to come.
Just as you were saying, Abby, for Penn State, they needed to make the decisions a little bit earlier. That's what Grand Canyon needed to do in those phases, turning over the ball. As we see here now, Cash taking on contact and able to still keep the ball free and dish it out to Bjorklund, who turns the corner on this Grand Canyon defense to dot it down.
Bjorklund wraps around. She sees that they're still 15 meters from the touchline. She has the space, she gets to it, and she is down into the try zone.
Tomorrow at 4 Eastern, we're back here at the Shrine on Airline Stadium for more Sevens Madness as the Men's Championship kicks off on Memorial Day. Watch all the action here on CBS Sports Network. I agree with you, Abby. Good analysis there of this one. Penn State, you know, they've been in this situation before. The bright lights of championship games, they know what it's all about. GCU, young program, it's a learning experience for them.
A lot of experience in this Penn State squad. Their program, historically strong in rugby. They've won tons of 15s and 7s championships. But the defense there falling apart as Grand Canyon get themselves right back into that match. It is Bianca Curtis scoring the opening try for GCU.
There you have it. Just as you say, the bright lights are too much. Bianca Curtis says, no, they're not. I love it. And she shines brightly and gets them back into this match. 14 points to 5 with a kick to come.
And look, it all starts from the mistake from Penn State, not able to convert the restart that goes for the free kick to Grand Canyon. And look, Bianca Curtis just goes ahead and takes the quick tap and just backs herself. The freshman from Camarillo, California, does a great job of backing herself and putting up the first points for Grand Canyon, even under the spotlight here. And Penn State maybe perhaps feeling a little bit more pressure now as Grand Canyon will look to go and try to maintain possession on this restart. And we have Curtis kicking off.
Bianca Curtis with the try, so impressive as a freshman playing on this huge stage. We talk about experience and how influential that can be, but the young buck just getting it done for Grand Canyon as she misses a tackle. And Bjorklund is going to cruise down the middle of the pitch and open this right back up for Penn State.
That one's gotta hurt for Curtis. You know, Bjorklund takes that ball, looks her dead in the eye and says, I'm gonna match you and I'm gonna do one better here. Just a little stutter step, able to shove off Curtis. And Bjorklund takes it in herself. This time doesn't have to turn the corner and just goes straight down the pitch.
Abby Gustitis, welcome to the world of broadcasting. The commentators curse. You probably got hit by it a few times when you were playing, and now you've just dished it out. Poor Bianca Curtis.
I hope it was when you were telling me I wasn't scoring tries, and then I just started scoring try after try on the series. I'm sure that was it.
Good stuff there from Bjorklund. Answers right back, 19 points to 5. Siren for the first half blows. We will go to the breaks here, you would assume, unless something miraculous happens. Happy to go to the sheds at 19 points to 5. Penn State well and truly in control here over GCU in this third place game for the national championship. Don't forget, folks, coming up later, the big one, the bitter rivals, Life and Lindenwood. That is coming up. The second half is also coming up right after the break here on CBS Sports. 3 first half tries have Penn State in a commanding position, and Bree, it's the usual suspects getting it done again.
Yeah, we look at the ball in hand of Camille Cash White, as they call her, dots it down. She's so physical, able to keep her feet as she gives the ball to her teammate, Natalie Bjorklund, scoring the first of second. Here we see the second try, just stiff-arming and parting the seas of Grand Canyon and just going straight in to dot the try down between the sticks.
We know the big-name players for Penn State, Abby, but who can get it done for Grand Canyon? Bianca Curtis scored a try. Can she get it done again?
Bianca Curtis did score that opener for them. Grand Canyon, they need to come together, continue to build phases, hold on to that ball if they want to get it done and they want to come back into this match.
Handling error there from Penn State will give them a good opportunity here to attack from the scrum. So we see Dorina Rowe and McSorley. Campbell, the GCU, needs to step up, needs to make an impact here if her Lopes are to make a comeback.
As we see Coach Kate Daly making some subs for Penn State. And perhaps a little bit of a tactical sub here with Grand Canyon's put into the scrum. Penn State, very infamous for their scrums, seeing what they can do here on the defense.
Free kick goes the way of the Lopes. They'll tap and play. Turns it back inside to Curtis. Curtis comes back to the short side, has runners. Loops a pass over, looking for Bristow. And of course, Bristow, not only a young rugby career, this is her first rugby tournament. So in the bright lights, in a third-place game, first time out. Incredible stuff. Her alongside Samantha Garcia for GCU. This is their first ever rugby experience at this tournament. And they're in a national third-place game. Great stuff.
Talk about the experience, you know, coming out and being able to play rugby on this holiday weekend. And credit to them, you know, they've stepped up all weekend in their games here. As we look for the Penn State put and gets the penalty. And Cash will immediately quick tap and go. Breaking off defenders, still on her feet, finally brought down. Looking for that support as they look to recycle here.
Penn State picking up where they left off in the first half. Bjorklund, oh, big collision midfield on Bjorklund. She spills that one forward. Natalie Bjorkman, she's had some great impacts. That one was a big impact, going the opposite way.
You see Bjorklund there, ball in two hands, I love that, but when you go into contact, you need to protect that pill at all costs. You have to tuck it, put a fend out, be strong in contact, then try and get the arms free to offload it.
Angel Acero, what a tackle that was. She shot him to shut down that play. Knows what a threat Bjorklund has been in this game and the entire weekend.
Yeah, another freshman there, but has experience, played high school rugby with the Scottsdale Wolves out of Phoenix, Arizona. As Grand Canyon looks to try and maintain. Referee Elvia Senye doesn't like what Penn State has, and Grand Canyon looking to quick tap and go.
He comes out wide now to Lucero, looking to get it done, ball in hand. It's GCU. Need to get some points on the board here. Still plenty of time left on the clock. Campbell, strong.
And Penn State again going in for the counter ruck and gets the poach there. Again, Cash, quick tapping and going. And that is, the ball goes back, hits the deck, easily collected. Oh.
Timeout here, that one. That was a bad one. Yellow card is probably not a bad result there for Bristow.
Yellow card, 2 minutes in the bin. You see their number 12, Bristow, comes across her arms, bring the player down above the shoulders. Anything above the shoulders, direct contact to the head or neck is going to be a yellow card offense. That's 2 minutes in the bin. Penn State with the power play as they look to play quick. It's Bjorklund with the step off the left, and she is in. It's a hat trick in the bronze medal match.
Lethal from Bjorklund, another try to her name this weekend. Penn State, they extend their lead. This has become somewhat of a clinic for Natalie Bjorklund in this third place game.
Yeah, and she's taking all the rewards she can get. A well-deserved little sip of water there as they look to go ahead and convert. Believe that it's 3 tries on the game. A senior from Delano, Minnesota, as they look for a conversion just left of the post. Dorina Rose strikes that one, and the AR says no good. Of course, the trio of referees that we see here, all female in this game and in the cup final to come as well. Great to see female representation. Of course, Elvie Asonye in the center here with Sarah Weiner on the AR and Abigail Tobias on the other side. Some great Mid-Atlantic representation as Penn State kicks off. And Grand Canyon looking to find some answers to solving this Penn State defense.
24 points to 5 the score here with 2 minutes left to play on the clock. Penalty goes against GCU in possession to Penn State, and Bjorklund will not waste any time. There is no let up in Natalie Bjorkman. She will get her 4th try of the 3rd place game. An absolute dominant performance from the number 7 for Penn State.
We talked about the lethality of that yellow card offense. 2 minutes in the bin, Grand Canyon playing down to 6, and they are making the most of it. In fact, Bjorklund is making the most of it. As you see her here, ball in 2 hands, just takes the edge, and she is in the step off the right to secure those additional 5 points. Puts it down twice for good measure.
Yeah, Penn State really picking Grand Canyon apart at the seams here, just really trying to apply pressure. Even when Grand Canyon has possession, just the support was not quick enough there. And Grand Canyon well coached, but as fatigue sets in the last minute of the game, as they are down a woman, it's hard to keep everything straight here, and Penn State just putting all the pressure on, more than they can handle.
Final 60 seconds here in this 3rd place game. Penn State, you can see the difference between these two sides. Penn State probably disappointed as they run another one in here. They're not in the next match. GCU happy to be this far into the tournament as both programs, at different stages of their life cycles.
I think you've just highlighted a key point. This 4th place result is promising for Grand Canyon. They should be pleased with this. Penn State disappointed to be in that bronze match. They want to be fighting for 1st place always.
Dorina Rowe will have the last say here in this 3rd place game. A conversion from the sideline. Great strike of the ball. Flag stay down. 34 points to 5. Pretty dominant performance from the Nittany Lions.
Absolutely strong performance from the Nittany Lions, and as we head into the cup final for Life and Lindenwood, these are strong programs, not just on the 7 scenes, but also the 15 scene as well. But Grand Canyon will not be overlooked as they look to go streaking down the sideline here, back towards the middle. Angel Lucero doing all she can, and again, Penn State. Bjorklund maybe wanting to go for a 5th there. Cash takes the ball out of her hands and says, let's kick this out and let's go.
That is your final score, 34 points to 5. Penn State victorious. They will take 3rd here this weekend. Celebrations in the Nittany Lion huddle. And Abby, again, we'll go back to the point. They expected to be playing next. They're not. They're going to take 3rd here. But GCU, let's talk about some positives for this young program.
GCU, all to build on. First time at this huge tournament. They have such promising young players. We saw Curtis battling it out on attack and defense. She was taking their restarts. She's just a freshman, so 3 more years in this program. Tons to build on, and they'll look to go further than 4th place next year.
Absolutely. Let's go down to the field now with Christina Swift, who is with Natalie Bjorklund. 4 tries for Bjorklund here tonight.
Hey guys, I'm here with Natalie, and we know that she's got the wings of speed. She can score the tries, but not only that, she's one of the leading tacklers of the day. I want to ask you though, what do you think your team did well in that game to come away with the win?
I think we just played really well together. Like, we made opportunities for each other to succeed, and that's what rugby's all about, is playing with your teammates. This was actually my last game with Penn State, and I'm really glad I got to close it out like this. Playing with the people I love, nothing better.
I'm so happy for you. Congrats again, all right? Back to you guys.
Thanks, Christina. We will take a short break here at the Gold Mine. When we return, the big dance, everything on the line. The bitter rivals, Lindenwood, Life will battle it out. There can be only one champion. All that and more coming up after the break, right here on CBS Sports. Welcome back to New Orleans and inside the Gold Mine, where we will crown a national champion. Bree Kim, Life University, the Running Eagles, a dominant performance gets them here tonight.
Look, the last time they played Lindenwood was just a few weeks ago in the Sevens Collegiate Championship. They were the only team to put points on the board against Lindenwood. As you can expect, they're going to look to do the same. Sue Adegoke, Sahir Hamdan, just a few names, and Nina Mason. Watch out for these players in the final.
Abby, Lindenwood, they're looking for yet another championship for their trophy cabinet.
Lindenwood seemingly unstoppable in sevens, partially Kat Murrell. She is the top try scorer for the weekend, but they have a USA 7s and 15s player, Eti Hungatau. Look out for her. They are across the board threatening.
Let's go down to the field now as both teams make their way onto the field. Bree, I'm going to start with you. Everything on the line here, national championship. What are your keys here for both these sides?
Oh, I think for Life, they know they can put points on Lindenwood. They've polished their roles in the last few weeks on attack and defense, so they need to step up to the pressure. Lindenwood, having faced lots of pressure, living up to back-to-back-to-back titles, they've got to keep playing their game and just doing what they do best, knowing that if they follow their roles, they could go out with another title. And if you look at last weekend, Lindenwood, 207 points scored, 7 points against. And you see Eti Hungatau in the number 17 jersey, as Abby highlighted, the USA Eagle. And of course, number 4, Nina Mason, who has been electric. Rosalind Chow has spoken so highly of her, loves sevens, has a great restart as we get underway in this Cup final. Winner takes home all of the glory.
Alex Beckett will be in charge as the referee for this final. A big assignment as the kickoff just goes 10, knock on. We'll have a scrum down here, Abby.
It is finals footy. All to play for here. 14 minutes of action. These are the moments that these women dream of. It's the big stage, and it's one moment at a time. We know these teams have the skills, but who can win each moment, get that swing of momentum, and end up on top?
Well, folks, if you weren't excited before when Abby Costata says finals footy, if you don't get pumped up with that, I don't know what will get you pumped up. This game promises to be an absolute thriller. Life on the left, ball in hand now, will attack first. Lot of space drifting across field, turn back inside there. You talked about Mason, one of Rosalind Chow's favourite players. The emotion too for these players who say goodbye to their head coach Rosalind Chow, who leaves the program, entrenched in Life's program for years and years, moving on to Brown University for next season though.
You know, these players want everything for themselves, want everything for their coach, who has done so much for the Life women's program, has built it up from the foundation. And of course, Coach Chow just says she wants her girls to come out happy as they look to ask questions of the Lindenwood defense. Strong in support there as they look to spin it out. But of course, pressure from the Lindenwood defense, a little push there as they play on.
There will be no love lost between these two sides, Abby.
No, Lindenwood have the upper hand with history. However, Life actually have had the ball this first 2 minutes of this match. If they can continue to build phases, continue to apply pressure to Lindenwood's defense and open this match up.
And if you looked at the semifinal that Lindenwood just played, it actually took them 3 minutes to get points on the board. Not something that Coach Billy Nicholas probably wanted to see from them, but Life looking to maintain possession. The referee not happy with, says the ball did not leave her hands on that quick tap, but allows another opportunity as they look to do a set move here.
Hamden with the ball in hands, looks to go out wide, find some space, find some speed, does just that. Moala around, oh, what about the tackle that comes in? Beautiful from Allen. A try saver off the highest form.
The referee will double check with her AR. There is no TMO here, which means these two have to make a decision, but what a try-saving effort from Lindenwood.
And from Demi Allen, Coach Billy Nicholas spoke very highly of her, said that Allen was one of the players to watch. However, very unexpected here as we look at the replay. Moala streaking down the sideline. And I guess the referee calls a high tackle on Lindenwood, and that sees her off to the bin, and now Lindenwood one down.
He's got Bailey in the bin there wearing the 6 jersey. There's now Life University look to attack. Moala ball in here again. Good defense comes in from Lindenwood, down a player.
Lindenwood with the defensive effort, flirting with that touch line. That's a bit of inexperience. Those little mistakes cannot be made in a final match if you expect to end up on top and continue to apply pressure. Huge turnover, even though Lindenwood are deep in their own half.
We see Sue Adegoke there for Life, just a lethal weapon. And Life trying to put pressure on as Lindenwood goes for this line out. And Life wins it back on the attack here. And seems to lose possession, but yes, and the referee does call it so. Unfortunately, ball does not stay in Hamden's hands, and that will be a turnover scrum for Lindenwood.
Let me tell you, I have been hit by Eti Hungatau in training, and it does not feel good, let alone be hit by 2 Lindenwood players. Hamden does not expect that. She loses that ball. Huge turnover by Lindenwood, even playing a woman down.
Just great stuff from the Lindenwood defense, despite being down, as you said, Abby. They look to put it in. You know that they are going to play simple right now, try to get out of their own half. As she breaks the tackle here, Mason in the chase, makes the tackle. Sue Adegoke right there for the poach. And the ref calls a tackle, saying not through the gate. And you can hear people on the sidelines very unhappy about that as Hungatau takes the ball, spins it out.
Ball with Lindenwood here. They defended valiantly on their own line, repelled attack after attack. Now they get a chance to show what they can do with the ball. Van Hatten on the outside. The long strides of Helen Van Hatten open the scoring here. 5 points to 0. Lindenwood.
How incredible from Lindenwood. Only 6 on the pitch. They just marched down 95 meters. It was that initial break, that fend. We see here Van Hatten just picking at the base of the ruck. This woman is dangerous. She was player of the final just 2 weeks ago when these two faced off. She is absolutely electric, and you will see her scoring tries all day if Life leave her that space.
Yeah, the freshman out of Amsterdam, played her high school footy with the All Blues. She's a D1 elite All-American. Talk about a conversion there from the sideline. And that puts Lindenwood up 7-0 as Hungatau makes her way back to her team. 30 seconds left to play in this match. Again, it's Helen Van Hatten, number 2 for Lindenwood, with the try as Hungatau looks to get the restart underway for her team, opting for a little bit of a deeper kick instead.
Life University here, looking to hit back from inside their 22. They've looked dangerous, just unable to jump the last hurdle. Artagoki on the switch play now. The ball sits down with Mason. Mason, in turn, finds Allen. Allen lays it back. Mawala, long shifting pass. Low grassing tackle there on Wilson. Counter ruck comes in from Hungatau. Now, Artagoki down the sideline up towards the halfway line for the running Eagles. Ball pops out. Play on. It's Lindenwood, 3-on-2. Must score, won't score, had to pass, didn't pass. And Mawala with a try saver. Penalty goes to Lindenwood, quick tap. Tukuafu is brought down 10 out from the line. Hungatau fakes left, comes back right. Beats one, the flick pass, beautiful. Bailey lays it back. Referee's whistle blows, no advantage. We'll come back for yet another penalty. They've got to go to the right. They go straight, isolated, must score. Can you get the ball down? Can she? No. I think she's held up. I think she's held up. No, try time. Lindenwood on the stroke of half-time have got it done. Desperation from the running Eagles, unable to stop right at the end there.
Absolute scenes there as we are more than a minute and a half past the first half. Lindenwood able to go 14 points up on the board. And Life searching for some answers, from head coach Rosalind Chow at halftime, looking to fight in this second half. Don't go away. Stay tuned. We're back with more action in this Cup final.
The Collegiate Rugby Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by National Collegiate Rugby and by the U.S. Rugby Foundation.
This national championship game on CB Sports is living up to the hype as Lindenwood and Life are locking horns. Abby, Lindenwood worked hard in the first half defensively, but they have all the points.
An absolute clash. Lindenwood went with that yellow card. They were down to 6. However, they scored 2 tries. Van Hattem with the second, as you see on the screen there. They are putting in big hits, and if they continue to do that, they will finish this match on top.
Bree, lots of points on the board for Lindenwood, but it's been a lot tighter than the scoreboard shows. Life, they had a lot of opportunities early on, couldn't convert to points. How do they change that in the second half? Yeah,
I'm not sure that they changed too much. I mean, very frustrated. I think you saw the Life captains talking with the ref at halftime, asking some questions. They're playing good footy. You see there Nina Mason really leading the charge there. They've got to keep doing what they're doing in their control, and hopefully we'll see some points on the board soon.
Betty Hungatau gets us started here. 7 minutes left to crown a national champion here at the Gold Mine in New Orleans. It'll be Life University with the first chance to attack. Cicero lays this one back. Little juggle at the back from Mawala. Play on. Now the running Eagles will look to get it going with Duncan. Duncan bundled into touch. Hungatau again comes over in defense.
We saw that earlier in the first half. Lindenwood applying great pressure on defense, but they're allowing Life to find the edge because they're backing their physicality, that they are going to join in and push that player into touch, getting that turnover, and it is their line out.
Guafu with the throw in. Well contained here. Hungatau drifting across field, ball in 2 hands, pumps. Then unloads a cutout ball to Strong. Just shy of the 40 here. Again, not releasing. Quick tap. Away they go again. Bryce for Lindenwood. Beats one, beats a second. Now brought down on the 22-metre line. Counter ruck not clean from Mawala. Off the feet. They tap quickly. Quick hands. Allen, dummies, slices through. Allen, the opening try here in the second half will go the way of Lindenwood. And it's Demi Allen who gets it done.
The quickness of that transition, it all started from that line out, sent the ball to the edge, and then a quick penalty here in the middle. They go fast. Look at Allen, ball in two hands. Life's defender, her hips are going out to the edge. It's a simple read. She steps off her right foot. She is slicing through, and it's a quick try to start out this second half for Lindenwood.
And that is actually Demi Allen you see there who scored the second try. Hometown Bentonville, Arkansas. Played with ARPTC and is a collegiate sevens All-American. Plenty of experience from this junior.
19 points to 0. Lindenwood. Whistle blows on the restart. Free kick to Life.
Potentially someone in front of the kicker for Lindenwood, but what a lifeline here for Life. Let's see if they can get some points on the board. All they need is to build the pressure. Lindenwood are solid, however, they can build phases. Just move the ball side to side, not expect to break this strong Lion wall right from the get.
That one knocked forward, not what they needed here, Life. A couple of errors at critical times have really hurt them here tonight, Bree, as they're looking to reinvigorate their attack, make a comeback here. Yeah, and I think they chose that play because it involved all of their crucial leaders. We saw Michaela Lowe, Sahir Hamdan, and really trusting, of course, Sue Adegoke on the wing, but unfortunately that pass just doesn't quite go to those hands. And as Abby just said, don't need to break through that defense on the first phase. And again, it'll be now Lindenwood with the put. Early push free kick goes to Life. No damage done for the handling error.
Again, Hamdan there not releasing that ball as she taps. Referee being very critical on that point. However, she did give her a warning earlier on and allowed her a second chance. This time, one and done, back to Lindenwood ball.
Barsom will not make the same mistake. Releases the ball clearly. Ball now in the hands of Bailey. Lindenwood looking to inflict some more damage here. Strong, in, out. Offloads back inside. Beautiful hands there as Bryce brings this ball down. Flying in off the feet though. Abby Gustitis, Olympian, sitting next to me. Hands go in the air. She's begging for a penalty, and it comes.
Life were over top that ball. Allen realized she was late to support her teammate. It was a desperate attempt, deemed illegally. Life get this ball back. Desperation starting to come into play as the clock winds down. Just 2 minutes to go. They are 3 tries down.
Another penalty. Timeout. We've got some substitutions coming in. Maybe some fresh legs here can turn things around for Life.
Just unfortunate. They're obviously trying to go for the poach and comes away with the poach, but Life support just a tad bit too late for the referee. As we see subs come in. Farley starting them off. Get brought down here. Life being so aggressive in the ruck. Lindenwood going ahead and recycling here.
It is Lindenwood who will attack. Firstly with the try scorer, Allen. They go wide, that one forward. Just a glimmer of hope, Abby, for Life University. Time running out, down by 19, but not dead just yet.
Time is off right now, I believe just over a minute to play. Life need to go all out here. No matter what, you need to put it on the line, whether you're on defense and you're throwing 3 people into that ruck, because you cannot win this game if you don't have the ball.
Ball comes out now. Batagoki. Danger. Looking for support, won't need it. Goes right through, has a runner on her outside. Beautiful low tackle from Allen. A try saver, if you will. As Life continue to attack. Lindenwood applied pressure at the breakdown. Whistle goes, off feet. Penalty against Lindenwood.
Referee going to her pocket, slowing the game down. Any slowing down of the match, this is sevens. It is about how fast you can play. No stoppages here. So ref will send Lindenwood an additional 10 meters back and send a player off the pitch, but it is too little, too late. As you see that clock wind down, they will finish this match with a power play, 7 on the field. And did they get there? I don't believe so. Let's see what the ref has to say.
Vaiafanua almost gets that one down. Referee. High tackle going, a penalty try there, and another card against Lindenwood. Life, they're on the board.
Vaiafanua musters over 4 points for Lindenwood. Penalty try, of course, because of the high tackle there. And they look to get quickly restarted, see if they can get any more points on the board at this restart. And unfortunately gets the hands on, but just out of bounds as the referee blows the final whistle.
Full time here, 19 points to 7. Lindenwood, your national champion. Celebrations will continue in the great state of Missouri as they bring another trophy home, Abby.
Lindenwood, many people had their doubts, but they do it again. 4-time national champions. They have been impressive all weekend. Some of these ladies have never lost in this tournament. Absolutely incredible to continue to build. This program has just gone up since it began.
You see some tears there. Obviously, every single year you say goodbye to your seniors as they graduate. Those seniors, of course, wanting to finish out strong and wanting to go out with a bang for their career, and they do so. So well deserved for this performance.
Your 2022 National Championship, Lindenwood Lions, 4th consecutive. The Lions era, it continues in women's rugby in the United States.
So impressive to continue to play at this high level for 4 years in a row. Lindenwood Lions do it again. Head coach Billy Nicholas, congrats to the Lindenwood Lions.
For Abby Costaitis, Bree Kim and our entire crew here at CBS Sports, I'm Dan Power. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour own of CBS Sports.